Corey Holcomb calls out comedian Monique for her hypocrisy when it comes to Jada Pinkett Smith trying to destroy Will Smith, most recently to sell a book that flopped, and we'll get into that and how bad it flopped. Strap on in, let's go.
I know a female comedian who talked about women in the airport wearing bonnets. This was her thing. She went in on them girls at the airport with bonnets. Babies, don't do that. Listen. They asked this same female comedian something about Jada Pinkett Smith. You know what she said? That's none of my business.
That's not my business. Give me 5, Monique. That's mind your own. Thank you. And who cares? Me giving my opinion is not, it doesn't matter. Because what does that do for our community? With me sitting here telling you what I think about Will and Jada Smith. I hope those beautiful people have an awesome life, however they go. That's it. I think if we stop focusing on other people and stop worrying about what other people are doing and how they're doing it, we would be so much further as a community.
It's like, that's none of your business. Sister, you dog the ladies in the airport with the bonnets, but when somebody who can roll their eyes at you in the industry has power, they can't do no wrong. It's none of your business. It's none of your business, the girls with the bonnets at the airports.
Right. Now, before we get back into it, because he definitely dropped bombs right there, I personally don't think it's about somebody having power in the industry. I think it's more about just one black woman defending or providing cover for another black woman who's wreaking havoc on a black man. But if it was about the industry, well, she's an even bigger hypocrite, because that was the main thing that she was criticizing Steve Harvey for, calling him a goon for yielding to the powers to be in the industry to not mess up his bag. Now, one Netflix special later by Monique, and now she's walking on eggshells when it comes to anybody in the industry and not wanting to affect or ruin any possible relationships that can get her a bag.
And I'm just saying, I'm making sure I don't even curse, because I want all the people to try to drive this point, to be able to drive this point without all the editing they do to my show.
I must say thank you. Thank you for being a team player. We appreciate the content and the views. We do.
But what I'm saying is, I watch this hypocrisy and I try not to be the bad guy.
Yeah.
Because I don't want everybody to be like, I done ran into famous people. Corey, oh, you be dogging them. I'm not dogging them. I'm just calling it for what it is. You can't talk about.
I know they have to pretty much view Corey Holcomb like just the Grim Reaper at this point. The way that he be just letting everybody have it in the industry. And that's how it is when you're in the industry, but you don't necessarily depend on the network, the umbrella and network of that industry to get your money. You're a free agent. You can say whatever you want to say.
People with bonnets on in the airport who ain't did nothing to you. Then here go this funky bitch trying to destroy her husband. Oh, that's none of my business. It go back to what you said, Craig. They'll let a brawl get away with everything. But they'll talk about the people who ain't popping like that. The girls at the airport trying to get the bag.
I forgot all about that.
I'll be like, stop.
And even
His attempt to stop cussing, he failed like 8 seconds later. Just so you know, he tried.
even worse, though, I hate to say it, didn't they call her out because she was caught herself wearing one out in public? Okay,
I'm saying, like, we could joke about stuff. We could do whatever.
Have you seen her back arms?
Her back arms?
Yeah, her back arms floating in the bathtub. She got like some big old.
I saw them back arms.
Oh, Lord.
You got
Shout out to Craig. The last karaoke video I didn't know this man's name, but I follow him on YouTube now. He's funny as hell.
to get your arm straight leg when you lose weight after a certain point. Get your arm straight leg. But that's just I do not dislike her.
Now, to what he said about Jada Pinkett Smith trying to destroy Will, and the most recent iteration of that is the attempt to sell the book. So let's look at the book sales or lack thereof as we get into it. When the book first dropped, it moved up to number 3, which on its face is pretty good. But then there's details. It almost immediately dropped to 81, then to 97, and right now, currently, as we speak, I can't find it on the Amazon bestsellers list. Though it is ranked high in little small categories and everything, but overall, on the overall list, it's just not there. Even if you look up and compare it and contrast it to other celebrities that drop books around the time, Jada Pinkett Smith's memoir has been outsold by a number of other celebrities, like Arnold Schwarzenegger, who I didn't know he just wrote a self-help book. Britney Spears, who's no doubt crazy, probably crazier than Jada Pinkett, but she didn't use her craziness to try to destroy anybody other than, spilling a little information on Justin Timberlake, but she still managed to outsell Jada Pinkett. And even John Stamos, the Uncle Jesse from Full House, I didn't even know he was still alive. He wrote a book, and apparently that is sitting at number 36. So all this controversy and further twisting the knife in Will Smith's reputation and respectability, all for a book that appears to be a flash in the pan when it comes to being relevant and on the top selling list. Frame of reference, and I know this isn't exactly fair, but Will Smith's book was on the bestsellers list for 15 weeks. Like, that's how a truly successful book operates. They stay there for a while.
This is where the media, and I get it, this is where the media wants to clamp on something. They've been, spinning all around. So yes, we were separated for 7 years until Oscar night.
Now, it's not just Jada, because you can see that it was a thunderous applause and cosign from the women in the audience. So what that means is that you essentially have to do something stupid and violent in order for them to view you as worthy, which is ironically the title of Jada's book.